Hello, beautiful people. We are back on a Wednesday evening for a little twilight indulgent hour, and we're not going to waste any time. We're going to bring him right on.
Hold on, I'm gonna mess something up
with a mysterious introduction, very Undertaker-esque. I love it. There he is. So, folks, we have Derrick Ludaway, who is not only the lead singer of Groovetown Assault and performs with a number of other acts all over Hilton Head and the surrounding area, but wanted to have Derrick on for a couple of reasons, not the least of which he's got quite the array of, I would say, experience and skills in the arts of eating and drinking your way around Hilton Head, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but before we even get into that, and we're going to talk about, so you work at Hilton Head Brewing Company and Tin and Tallow still, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do that.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're gonna talk about that. We got a lot to address there, but before we get into that, we got to handle business first. Okay. So a couple of things that I want to ask you about. As you know, I showed you I got my Cavs shirt on when I was working for this mortgage company for like a year and change. It was based in Strongsville, so I actually I went to a Cavs game, and I don't know if I get the chance to talk to you about this. We had a lot of fun. I mean, it's great to be able to hang out with you now, but we got our little impromptu hang at Hudson's that day when we recorded
we
that
did.
video.
That was a good time.
Yeah, when we were having some lunch and there was nobody there. It was nice and quiet and peaceful, and we were having a great time.
Right.
But
those were really good sandwiches, by the way.
Oh yeah, outstanding. It was all about that bread, even though
for sure
Jeff was busting my chops that I was asking to switch to the bread that you had, which is always fun. I love those guys. So yeah, it was a beautiful morning. We had a great time hanging out. Just kind of rolled into it. Dude, I think I was there when all was said and done. I think I was there for like 4.5 hours or something. Right. You rolled out, and then Yvonne rolled in, and then Tanner came back. It was a whole thing.
Coming,
yeah. So, but the Cavs game that I went to that weekend was wild because, first of all, you're doing like a work trip with, people that, like, I never met any of these people before. And of course, especially when you give access to a suite in the arena there, and it's like we got there like literally the earliest that you could possibly get in there. And when I tell you, these guys not only cleaned out like the food, like the poor family and a couple other people that showed up like for when the game started, they literally was nothing left in like the chafing dishes and whatever. They had to like order some pizzas, and they were still covered or whatever. But a couple of the guys, of course, had a couple too many drinks. One of the guys was actually saying he was calling out his own name to someone, and we were all looking at each other like, and this was on the bus ride back. Like,
that's impressive.
Is there another whatever his name was? Because he was talking to somebody else and calling them his name. It was pretty wild. But I just remember two things. One, they had the big mural outside, which obviously has changed a little bit now because I know the Garland was in the Harden trade, right?
Correct.
So they had the four guys up there, but the best part about it was the one guy on the starting five that season that they didn't have up on this big mural right across the street from the arena was Max Strus. And Strus in overtime it was overtime or the end. I think it was overtime. Whatever it was at the end of regulation. Literally hit like a like a heave, past, like at least past half court, right? And it was like the place went absolutely berserk.
Those are some of the best games ever.
Oh my God. It was just and it was cool. Also cool for me because they were playing Dallas. And when I graduated from college, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I worked for the Nets basketball team for 3 years, right after they had traded for Jason Kidd.
Yeah, I was gonna say those Kidd days. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, finals year number one with the Lakers, where we got smoked. Even though I mean, whatever. Kenyon,
it was a good squad, but yeah, it wasn't better than the Lakers. That Lakers team was a very special team.
Correct. Well, and so was the Spurs.
Right.
You caught like the tail end of
Correct.
that Spurs dynasty. I still think that we should have won that series because I feel like we had the better team. I think that was a classic case of Popovich just coaching circles around Byron
Well, I
Scott.
mean, he's definitely a Hall of Fame coach, so there's nothing wrong with
Exactly.
that.
Exactly. So came very close to getting it done, even though they lost in 6 games. I think if we had gotten it to go to 7, we probably could have made it happen. But and so I've been to a lot of games, obviously there and
Right.
elsewhere, and it was just like it was electric, the whole atmosphere of it, and
We got
just
to
to be
go to a
able,
playoff game this year if they, I mean, we got to figure that out.
yeah, that would be fun, yeah,
Especially,
for sure.
especially if they end up. I mean, how close could they get to us? Probably, and not really close to us. So yeah, we'll just have to go up to Cleveland.
Hey, well, you do that quite often, right? Because you
I
still
do.
have your
I do.
mother and
Yeah.
family and stuff like
Yep.
that up
Yep.
there, which is great.
I'm up there.
We definitely fit the bill of everybody saying that everybody here is from Ohio and New Jersey. We got both of those bases covered. And by the way, I was trying to find my hat. Remember when you and I first met? I was years ago when I was coming down here on vacation, and I went to a couple shows and I had a blast. And you mailed me a hat. So the last
Yes.
time that I wanted to wear, and I wore it on the show, I couldn't find the hat anywhere, and I was tearing the whole house apart. It fell off my hat rack that's behind my closet door into the bottom of the hamper, and then like a week or 2 weeks worth of clothes on
Clothes
top
on
of it,
top of it.
literally where it
Yep.
was. So now, because I was so sensitive to not being able to find it last time, I did such a good job of putting it in a safe place that I can't remember where the hell it is again.
Nice.
And I
Hid
get
it
it.
from
Like,
yourself.
I'll find it. Exactly. So what's your initial first question is this Bam Adebayo 83-point game. My buddy texts me and my
Man.
friend last night, Bam, and I'm like, I don't even know what he's talking about. I'm like, did Bam Margera die or something like that?
Oh no,
And
that
he's
was
like
such a dope
83.
game. That was such a dope game. And he was on fire. They didn't know how to guard him. I thought overall it was probably one of the best. And this is something Jeff Teague talked about him a long time ago because
Yeah,
they've got that podcast now. And Jeff
right.
Teague's been talking about him forever about how good that Bam actually is and how that nobody really lets him shoot enough or do whatever. And you see what happens. They finally let him loose and he
Yeah,
just I mean, okay, some people will say it was the Wizards, but I can't put up 83 against the Wizards. So, I mean, no
it's
one else has done it all year. It's been a long season so far,
yeah.
and no one else has done that. So, I mean, it's got to say something about him.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. And listen, yes, of course, it gets to that point where they gave the stat of like, how many shots Kobe took in that 81-point game and how he
Right,
had
right,
like
right,
two
right, right.
assists. But the fact of the matter is, once you get anywhere near the realm of being able to have a
You
game
got to
like
start
that, they're
chucking them up. Yeah.
yeah, the team's gonna try to let you get it, especially when
Yeah.
you're because they won by
He
quite a
had
bit,
what,
right?
43 in the first half or something crazy?
So you might as well just go nuts
Yeah.
and just get whatever you can get.
Right.
So that was the first thing. The second thing is crazy week already of free agency. What are your thoughts so far, whether it's Eagles wise or otherwise?
I'm still interested to see what goes on with this Max Crosby
Yeah,
business. I
yeah.
mean, that's a very interesting situation. I don't think I've seen anything like that in a while where someone is that good of a player and doesn't pass the physical. Usually you get it's kind of like high school, you get a
Yeah.
pass, when you're that good. So something has to be up or maybe they're looking to get somebody else. I don't know who else. Hendrickson maybe is out there still. I'm not sure
There's a
what the
theory that they tried to get out of it because they figured that they would be able to get Hendrickson instead, and
yeah.
he's younger.
I'm not
I don't know that he's better, but he's
No,
younger.
but he's younger, and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
and maybe less of the physical situation is going on with him too. He's
right.
definitely good. He's definitely
Yeah,
very good.
it'll be interesting
Um,
to see what happens.
I don't. I'm happy. I'm sad to lose Reed. I knew he was going to go though. I was talking about it earlier in the week before, earlier last week before all the trade stuff opened up on Monday. That
Yeah,
Reed Blankenship was gonna leave because he's gonna, he's gonna take the bag, and I don't blame
of
anybody for
course.
taking the bag. You're older. Your team that you're on isn't gonna pay you that. But we did fix it relatively quickly with the kid from Seattle, so I'm happy with that. But
Yeah,
I really love that defensive backfield, and I thought they played well together. So we'll see what happens with a little bit more use back there, and
I
maybe
know he
they'll
left.
still.
Where did he go?
Um, shit, I don't know. Maybe Titans. I'm not sure.
Well, that's the thing. And well, speaking
There's so
of
many
my
people left.
speaking of my giant, and yeah, I know. Speaking of my Giants, you know how many Giants went to basically to follow Dayball to Tennessee? I mean, I think like 4 or 5 of so far. It was the Texans. I mean, listen, man,
Texans, Texans,
they're on the
and that
rise.
defense is already good.
Oh, already good. Yeah, I agree with that. Um, yeah, so I'm. I mean, I'm.
If they can fix their quarterback woes, I don't know if that dude needs therapy. I'm not sure what's going on with CJ Stroud, but he went from sugar to shit, and
Yeah,
I'm not sure that that was in the plans because he's the
right.
franchise guy. You know, he had such a
Yeah,
great rookie year. His sophomore season, he got hurt a little bit, but I think we were expecting some type of playoff run from him, and it wasn't there. I mean, he was
no,
abysmal at
not at
best.
all. And for as good as that defense is, he doesn't really have to do a whole heck of a lot.
No, it just don't lose the game, and that's what he
Yeah.
did.
And there's that also the thing is that I know that they let him go, but like this mysterious injury that happened to Joe Mixon before the season started and he never
Yeah,
even ended up
yeah,
playing.
right.
That whole thing was a little bit weird too. Like that we never felt like what was that mysterious injury that he got that left
Speaking
him
of
out the whole season?
injuries, Nick Chubb retired.
Did he?
That's yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah. He retired today. They gave the Cleveland Browns gave him a 1-day contract so he could retire Brown.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
but
love that.
that was cool. But I was kind of hoping for that to be the return story. But he just, boy, did he blow those knees out, man. I
He
mean,
did. It's hard to
that's
come
just
back from, I think it was at least I know it was each knee, but was it even like more
yeah. I
than
think
once
one
on?
was twice. Yeah.
That's just, I mean, what are you gonna
There's only one Garrison Hurst. You know what I mean? Like that's
do? That's a strong pull right there. I like that. So you got your Reds jersey on. You talked about before we started
Yeah,
recording.
I just went up to Cincinnati and bought this Ellie jersey. I was hoping that maybe $30 more would help him stay, but we'll see what
Right.
happens. They
Okay.
well, the rumor is that him and his agent talked to management and they wanted 350 million. They said they would start bidding at 350,
Yeah.
and the Reds counter offer was 270. So
Okay.
I've pretty much figuring Ellie's going to be a Dodger
Oh
soon.
God.
Yeah.
Ellie De La Cruz. Yeah.
So
He's
that's
very
the
popular.
man, and he's just
Yeah.
phenomenal, and he's
Yeah.
young. I mean, he's got, he's still raw talent. I mean, he still hasn't gotten into his. Baseball's one of those things where you're 8, 9 years in before you're in your peak.
Yeah.
So
Where
when
does
you can,
baseball fall in for you in like the ranks of, because I think we're probably both football number one, right?
football's number one for
Yeah.
sure. I think
Yeah.
baseball's number two. I mean, I grew up a baseball kid. I was blind, so I didn't do well playing baseball, but
Yeah.
my family, one of my dad's friends played for the Reds when I was a kid, so we had a lot. We were always listening to it on the radio. We were always going to games. We just like, and at that point in time, the Columbus Clippers was the Reds
Yeah.
farm team, so
Right.
we could go watch the up and comers or the guys that got hurt. You know what I mean? They would come play, and
Yeah.
then it went to the Yankees. Now the
That's
Yankees,
right. I was gonna say the Clippers was the Yankees. I didn't
then
realize
it
it
was
was
the
Reds before.
Yankees, yeah. And so then we got to see a lot of. So we were still involved in baseball big time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Now I'm not sure who Columbus Clippers is part of because I know
Right.
Steinbrenner sold that after he put the stadium downtown.
It's
But
crazy how many of those things change teams and things like that.
right.
And for people that don't know, and I didn't know this until you told me when we were hanging out at Hudson's, you were pretty damn good football player yourself back in the day,
Oh yeah, yeah.
right?
I did all right.
Yeah.
I had some highlight years. I wasn't a very good student. I think that was and the other thing was it's like I never caught on to the and it feels like talking about it later
Yeah.
is okay, but I never caught on to the getting other people to do my schoolwork situation.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. I mean, that runs rampant in college sports, and you don't think about it until you're older. But I'm like, man, there were so many people that would have been willing uh
Yeah.
to
I heard
take care of my English paper.
My friend, my one of my roommates, one of my best friends from college was he was the captain of the swim team, and he had a story where he was in class with one of the football players, and he was like talking to him about what he was going to do about this paper or whatever, this project or thing that he had to do, and he was like, I don't care, and he looks over at this girl sitting next to him, he's like, she's going to do it.
She's
So
gonna do
like
it.
I
Right.
know, and even at an academic all-American type of place
Right.
like BC, it still happens out there,
I just I was stupid. I had morals growing up, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like all the people that that didn't have any seemed to succeed pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah,
I
right. The
mean,
nice yeah.
all the way up to our current administration. So I guess that's just how
Yeah.
it all is.
Right on, right on, right on. So, WBC, are you into it or no?
um, I'm not as deeply as I used to be. It's I think everybody kind of lost their luster with it.
Yeah.
It seems kind of
Isn't it kind of weird that it's like they start these spring training games and they're like I read the thing this morning, just sitting there drinking coffee about how like Scooble like threw and it was only his plan to do that one game because he wants to go to
right.
camp and they don't want it to mess with the rotation and that. Like
Yeah.
I get that it's not in season, but it just seems like
Well,
odd
I mean,
timing to me to be having this while they're getting ready to play their
it,
162 game season.
it's definitely strange, and like I said, a lot of the players they weren't allowing to play suck too. I mean, we didn't let Ellie play for Dominican Republic, which I thought was crazy. Um, there's just so many different things about it
Yeah.
that make it strange, and also something that I didn't like. I don't know if you saw this the other day, where the players that were on the same team, uh, in the MLB, but now they're trying to shake hands and then one guy wouldn't shake his hand. The catcher wouldn't shake his hand because he comes to the plate. They're about to go through a season together. So I'm like, now we've also added a little bit of animosity
Yeah,
to
within
teams
teams.
that wouldn't necessarily have it. I mean, some guys are competitive, and I get that.
Yeah.
Like, but it just seems a little weird. I
It
mean,
is. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'll tell you what I do know. That ice cream sandwich that I saw on Instagram or Facebook
the Tokyo
that they
one.
have at the Tokyo Dome, and then my
Yeah.
buddy Todd, who lives down in Orlando, says that they have it at Epcot. So I'm
Oh
going to
yeah.
Orlando in the very near future to get my hands on that thing because that thing looks
Yeah,
amazing.
it does look amazing. I actually want to go down there to do the Star Wars thing because I heard it's finally complete. There's none of the spaces that are like under construction. So
Right,
if I was going to spend my money, that's the last thing I wanted to see was a sign that said, under construction. So
right.
I'm excited about that whole Orlando area just for the Star Wars shit in general. I've been wanting to see that type of stuff for a long time.
Yeah, and I want to check out. I think it was like my cousin was down there a few months ago because my other cousin couldn't go, so he ended up going with his wife and his kids. And he said the Pandora thing was really cool too.
Oh
So
yeah, I
I'd like to
bet.
check that out. It's been quite a while since I've been to any of those parks, and yeah, I would.
Funny story. The only Disney park I've ever been to is Tokyo Disney.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was
That's
stationed out
interesting.
there, I went out they have a Tokyo Disneyland and a Tokyo Disney Sea. And basically what
Okay.
they did was they moved all the stuff from like the late 80s. Then when they tore it all down, they just moved it over to Tokyo. So
Right.
it had like late 80s, early 90s stuff, Indiana Jones, Aladdin, Little Mermaid, all that stuff was over there
Right.
after they had dug it up out of the Orlando area. So it was pretty
Interesting.
cool.
Yeah, man. Sweet. All right, so we got the sport. I think we covered pretty much all the big sports items, right? There was something
Yeah,
else that you mentioned about the baseball that but I'll if I remember it, I'll come
we'll
back to it.
circle back. Yep.
Yeah, sure, for sure. So, all right, let's get into talking to some food before we lose the people that don't give a
Shit
rat's you
about
know
all
what
that.
about all our sports that we're so fanatic about. Um, so I had a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you about, and from when I follow along during the course of your adventures, on a weekly basis, what I notice, what I take away is you have you have a penchant, you have a bit of a talent for identifying certain things and not just like wings, but like certain different bar bites and things like that.
For sure.
When you're off work, a couple of beers, a couple of bites, whether you're with, one of your friends. I want to also come back to in a little bit. We talked about because sometimes when you have a day off, you and your son will do some really cool stuff,
For
eating
sure.
and drinking wise as well. But we'll start with the bar bites thing. So, what would you say are, and it doesn't necessarily have to be super recent, but what would you say are some of the spots that you like to pop in at, in between your multiple jobs and gigs and things like that for certain, and again, I know we could probably do a whole half hour on wings,
Yeah.
and we can talk about those too, but those are any other ones that you would say that have kind of like stuck in your mind.
I I feel like my places to kind of nibble at are usually club seats. I love their little menu of things, the garlic knots and the roni knots. Uh, little they have, surprisingly enough, and I think this is cool with a lot of places that do pizzas.
Yeah.
Great salad. I
Oh
know
yeah.
it sounds crazy, but it's like it just seems like they have all the ingredients. You know what I mean? They have
Right.
so many extra things, and all they need is lettuce. So there's mushrooms and onions and all the stuff that they have for the pizzas. They can add that to your salad, and so they have really good salads there too. Um, I
My
I
parents
mean,
love club seats. They order from their
it's
takeout. My
it's
mom goes
so
to happy
good.
hour there with her
Y-
girlfriends.
Right.
They
It's a
they love it.
solid move. It's a solid
I
move.
That's a tough one for me because I'm not usually going, like I always say, like when I'm going over to the island for work or whatever it is that I'm doing, one of the things that suffers that doesn't get enough attention from me is like pizza, because pizza would be like
Yeah.
I'm going to pick up a pie on a Friday night or a Saturday or something like
Right.
that. I'm not going to go all the way to the island for that. Club seats is a similar type of thing. Now, granted, I take full advantage of cheap seats too over here.
Yeah.
Um,
They have
you
good
know,
pizza too.
they do, and I'll do that delivery, or I'll go pick
Yeah.
it up. They have quite a few different sandwiches and things that I like.
That's
Um,
another
so,
thing. Sandwiches at
yeah,
pizza places always good. I don't know why.
yeah,
Like Fat Babies. I like going to Fat Babies, getting a couple of those little delights, those little pepper things. Those are super
yeah,
good. And
yeah,
just having a few of those in a beer is always awesome. And a slice of pizza. I mean, that's super solid.
yeah.
The thing that I've been, and I'm not just saying this because I work there, but Tin and Towel's egg rolls. I mean, that is like, people don't think about that as a bar bite, but I'm telling you, just go there. It's always so random, and just grab one of those things. That the one that they had last week, I think I had too many of it. Was an apple pie. Uh,
What did he have
apple
it to
pie
dip
egg.
that in?
The dipping sauce was that caramel,
Ugh.
dulce de leche stuff. The Spanish,
My
like condensed milk.
goodness,
Oh, so good. It was just the best thing ever. And
dude.
they didn't over sugar the green apples. They left them like with their natural sugars, and very tart, and so you got that sweet caramel sauce, and it was money. Probably one of the best egg rolls I've had in a long time.
A nice sweet dessert egg. Yeah. So for me, I mean, I always say like I'm hunting for specials and whatever as it is, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like a little inside joke, that standing joke that I have with Jazzy, because if she doesn't post the edition by like Wednesday, mid to late day,
Yeah, we're in
I'll
panic
like
attack mode, right?
I'll like throw in a comment on one of the posts, or I'll be like, what's the honestly, I'm not. Excuse me. I'm not opposed to. I've done it quite a few times before. Matt's probably answered the phone at least once or twice. I'll call and I'll ask him. Like if it's
Yeah.
Tuesday, I'll be like, "What's
Yeah.
the?" But I want. But as much as I want to know what the burger edition is, I
Hmm.
almost more so want to know what the egg roll is,
Yeah.
because I'm good for a pair of those easily. I'll eat one like with the burger, and then I'll save one
Right.
for later. And that is when I first started doing this podcast thing. um I created the term, and Tyler was the inaugural. He was the original. I had a thing that I called Flavor Innovator, and it was basically named after Tyler because I'm fascinated, and we talked about it when him and Jazzy came on the show. Fascinated about the way that he's able to come up with the
Different
things that he
burgers.
makes every
Yeah.
week. And it's really just a spontaneous going to the store, to the market, this or
Yeah.
that. He gets an
Yeah. Yeah.
idea in his head and he rolls with that.
Right.
Oftentimes, the egg roll is some sort of an offshoot parallel related to
Hmm.
it. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But like even one time where I wasn't particularly interested in it, and one of the girls was like, you should try it. It's real. And sure enough, I thought I was blown away. And it was one that I didn't even think that I was gonna like, and I loved it. He does an incredible job with the what they call the handhelds, the egg roll that changes weekly along with the addition burger. I 100% agree. And then a couple months ago, I see chicken tenders, and I'm like, wait, what? You guys
Yep. We're
doing
going
chicken
all
tenders
in.
now too?
Yep. Chicken tenders.
3 or 4 different sauces or whatnot.
Hmm. And now we're doing wings on Wednesday.
Wings on Wednesday. Is he
Yep.
still doing the hot dog or no?
Yep. Chicago dogs constantly on the
The
menu.
Chicago dog. I mean, I love that.
The place is rocking, man, and I mean, it's really good food. I put some time in the kitchen too, so I get to work in the kitchen, I get to work on the floor, I get to do the bar. So I mean, I'm rocking in there. We're hoping to open up some new spots here in the near future, so that should be cool too.
I did. Yes, I did. I did hear about that, which is very exciting. No details for the general public consumption yet, but
Right.
we'll certainly throw that out at you when the time is right. Yeah, I mean, you have to know that with that kind of buzz and that kind of business that rolls through there, um, you had to know that there was going to be something going on further from there. So I'm very excited about that that direction. It's also become one of the more popular spots for musical acts too. They carved
Yeah.
out a nice
It's
little location for performers.
it's running well. I do all the booking for that, so
Oh,
we
do you?
get to I
Awesome.
get all the people I can. I'm trying to, you know, fit the vibe, because it definitely has a vibe to it. That whole outdoor area with the trees and the way that it all is set up, it has a certain type of feel, and and the clientele that kind of hangs out there has a certain type of feel. And I really
Yeah.
like to try to keep them happy and keep that environment going on, so they can hang out and get more egg rolls and get more drinks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It really is a good vibe there. It's a really cool, chill vibe. Everybody's sort of always seemingly enjoying themselves. And I drive by most of the time if I'm wrapping up my day or if I had gone out to dinner, and usually I go on the earlier side and I'm coming back, you know, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. And there's always I say like buzzing in like a good way, like
Yeah.
not like it looks like it's great, but there's always a consistent flow of people going there and hanging out and eating and now
Yeah.
drinking and now sitting at the bar.
I think that once, this is the first year of it being open. I think once people really get the idea of it down, because you think just because it's busy in the parking lot that you won't get fed, but I mean, ticket times are like 10 minutes, regardless on how busy we are. So whether you call ahead or whether you just showed up, you're gonna wait 15 minutes tops for your food.
Yeah.
It's not like a regular sit down restaurant where you 10 minutes till you get your first drink when it's busy, and then another 30-40 minutes before you get your food. I'm not like, when we're in the kitchen rolling and we're cranking it out. It's a three-man kitchen, super assembly line. It runs smoothly. It actually runs better when it's busy,
Yeah.
which is cool.
It is. It's a well-oiled machine, a team working what would I say? In synchronicity would probably be
Yeah,
the right
yeah,
word.
yep,
Um, and yeah, I've never waited more than 10 or 15 minutes for anything that I've ordered there.
right.
And I've called in, I've called in to order breakfast. You know, I the to me, the location too is everything. You know,
Oh, for sure. It's
it,
convenient on that corner. Like I said, there's not a lot of parking, but people are in and out so fast. I feel like,
yeah,
it's not that big a deal. And it kind of adds to the exclusivity of it too.
it
If
does.
it's too busy for you to be there, then you just don't get a burger today, and that's all right. You can get one another day.
I rolled over to street meet one day because my cousin's son was in town from USC, came down Columbus Day weekend to hang out with us instead of going
Yeah.
back up to Jersey. And we went over there, and it was just really because My dad was with him because he was staying with my parents. I was in my car. My brother was in his car. It was like what
Too
was
many
it?
cars. Yeah.
Like swingers, like rolling 3-4 cars deep. So when we got there and the parking was scarce, I said, let's just roll over to street meat. And we had a great meal. Speaking of wings, very good
Their
wings.
wings are really good.
Yeah, for sure.
I
The
I I like street meats wings. I get them quite often.
Yeah.
With the jerk sauce. That's kind of my jam over there.
Uh-huh.
Their wings are good. On Mondays, Sundown has dollar
I
wings.
was just gonna. You stole the thought
That
right out of my head. I was like, you could go over and
that's
hang out by Josh over at
Yep.
Sundown.
That's a good move too.
Yeah.
A spot that people don't usually get wings at that I always used to, and I'm not sure. It's been a long time, but Coconuts. I used to go there all the time and get wings back there at
I
Beach and
remember that.
Tennis.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a while. I know it's changed chefs and things, so I don't know if that's still the same. But
Right.
Henchie's is always the wing spot. I mean, that's like they have the biggest wings. They cook them the right way. They
Yeah.
are like Henchie's is probably my number one spot for wings. If I'm
That's
really
Hinchie's down in the old Bilo
down,
shopping center right next to
yep,
Amigos and
yep.
yeah.
Now this is a very and I it's weird because this place has some shitty reviews, and it's not a bar. But when I'm just gonna go get some to-go wings, I go to Express Walk. I don't know if you know where that's at.
No.
So, all right, they built the new Parkers right here on the corner on the north end.
Yeah.
So right behind that, there's a little crappy shopping center. There's a
Along the right side, those
Yep,
couple of
along the
little
right
strips
side. Yeah,
across from
there's
Virginia and everything is on the
yeah.
over
There's a
there
little wheat.
on
There's a little
Matthews.
weed shop over there. There's
Okay.
all that but right in there's a little Chinese food restaurant. Best chicken wings you'll ever have. They're so good. It's
Wow.
I mean she Park cooks them after marinating them in like a soy sauce, brown sugar kind of marinade. Then they flash fry them in the wok, so they're super crispy. They have all that marinated flavor in them, and
Yeah.
you don't even need a dipping sauce. Like I don't think I've ever used a dipping sauce on any of those.
I'm putting that on the itinerary for next week. I'm
For sure.
sold. I've gotten chicken a couple times from Chinese and Asian type restaurants, and I'm usually never disappointed, but that sounds spectacular.
They're so good.
I love it. Anything else in terms of that cat? You covered quite a few spots, man.
I
Like that
eat
was
a lot.
yeah, and that's why I wanted to talk to you because I knew that you were gonna like go look and you've already mentioned like 2 or 3 like I have not had the opportunity to eat at Hinchie's yet, but I'm definitely going to. I
Yeah,
know
you
if
definitely
I'm
got to
at
get wings at Hinchie's. They have
okay,
some pretty good sauces too.
right
Um,
on.
and they do late food. Not a lot of people do late food.
That
So
is hard to find
yeah,
for
they're
sure.
running till like 12, 1 o'clock. So
Oh wow.
eh,
What do you think is gonna happen? Oh, they're putting a Publix there, aren't they? Is that what
yeah,
somebody
something like
said?
that.
Yeah,
The one right here on the
yeah.
north end, or the
No,
one down there. They're
no, where
putting
the
a Publix
Bilo
down there.
was. Yeah, that's what
Another
I heard.
Publix. Wow,
Yeah.
I thought I somewhere they said they're putting Aldi. I'm not sure where, but
Yeah,
I've heard there was
Kenny B's moved out of there,
Kenny B's
and
closed too.
yeah, I know the one over here. It's
That's
like
sad.
it's Latin inspired food now.
I feel like it was my fault because I just forgot about it. I stopped going. I used to go. So I used to work at Wild Wings. I'd go to Kenny B's every day for lunch because
It's
I
right
wouldn't.
across the parking lot there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
freaking gumbo and
great food over
cornbread.
there.
Get out of here.
Yeah, you got to come out to River Road. Has to be your replacement. They don't have as much stuff as they had at Kenny B's in terms of like that authentic,
Like
Creole.
Creole, yeah,
Yeah,
but
I loved all that stuff, the crawfish,
yeah, the
etouffee
beignets.
and the
Oh,
yeah, just spectacular. Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, even that, was it Stoner's? Is that pizza place even still? I don't think that's
it's
open
still
anymore
there.
either.
It's
Oh, it
still
is.
there.
Oh, maybe
Yeah,
it was just the day that I was there. It said it
I
was
just
closed.
don't. I just don't do. I have a problem with pizza on the island.
Yeah.
I feel like I can just as soon just get it in the freezer section. It's really not that much and I not to shit on everybody
Yeah.
here. I love so many people, but
Yeah.
it's just not really worth the drama most of the time. I get pizza when I'm out, but
Yeah.
I mean nobody really stands out as the actually I lie. And I probably should get this more. Bella Italia, their pizza is actually really good.
Another one that my parents love. They order there
Yeah,
all the time, and
yeah,
I've
that
had
pizza's
it.
fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it's very good. He's Tony. I think he's a Patriots fan. We were talking a little
Yeah.
football last time I popped over there. I love all those spots over there. The whole,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
whole little run of the non-corporate places is good.
yeah, definitely. And
I don't really like the ramen place.
well, you know what it is? It's whenever you have something that comes to a market like this that doesn't exist. I mean, if you've had like ramen, like real ramen with like depth of flavor, like I said,
Yeah.
Strange Birds coming back. They had a ramen pop up, one or two of those before they had the fire, and they were spectacular. So, and I've been to like, I remember there's a place up in New Jersey that I went to that was called Blackbeard Ramen. That was probably the best bowl of ramen that I've ever had. When
Yeah.
you don't have um when you don't have it at all, it's like, okay, now this is here. I will say I actually do like their chicken, their crispy chicken. You dip in like a
Yeah, their appetizers crush it.
yes,
I go
yes,
there and get appetizers for sure.
yeah,
And they have
the
some cool little
dumplings,
drinks. They have
yeah,
some cool little drinks too. So
yeah,
I dig that, but I just don't get the ramen there.
right. And I
You
haven't tried.
know
Have you
where
tried the place next door, the hot pot place, or no?
I haven't.
No, me neither.
I've never done a hot pot.
I've done one over here
So
in Bluffton. I enjoyed it. It's different. It's
it was
very
cool.
different.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
never
it's
done it
just
before. So I want to make sure it's a good one when I experience it because everybody seems to think it's such a cool thing. So I don't want to go to one that sucks and then never do it again for the rest of my life, you know?
I've
So
heard great things about. I think there's one out in Pooler that people say is
yeah,
really
that's
good.
kind of the one I want to run to.
Yeah,
Because like Savannah, I love Hilton Head. There's a lot of good food here,
yeah.
but Savannah just really has it. I mean,
I
the
go out
bon
there a lot, man, because I'm out this way. It's easier for me to
yeah,
get to. I get to most spots in Savannah,
uh,
25-30 minutes, like
right.
same distance as it takes me to get to mid
Yeah.
South Island. So I
That
wear
flying
Savannah
monk
out.
place downtown. I love flying
I
monk.
finally got that
That's
like a
so
month or two
good.
ago. It was great.
So good.
Dude, I have been to almost all of the Rhino Hospitality Group
Oh,
restaurants
cool.
except
That
for
banh mi place. Did you go to the Bon Bon?
I went to yes, I've been to
That
Le Bon. I haven't
that
been to
shit's
Coco and Moss yet, which is like the
okay.
sushi kind of concept.
That's supposed to be the monster one.
Is it?
They're supposed to be pretty good.
I'm a
Because
big time Flock to the Walk guy. That's my
oh,
favorite out of that whole suite.
word. Flox
Yeah.
Walk's good.
And what are that? Madam Butterfly, Little Duck
Yep.
Diner. I
I
went to
haven't
Arc.
been to Little Duck Diner, but I heard it was good.
It was good. They got some good stuff there too. And Fire Street Food is another one that seems interesting to me. But yeah, that whole group is really
They're
good.
crushing it for sure.
They are. And I haven't, there's so many, it's like, it's crazy. Like it's overwhelming to me. Like I think about places that I haven't even had the chance to try yet, like Sushi Thai and like all these different places.
Right.
Because there's so, I mean,
Have you been
Savannah's so
to
many.
Relish on the island?
I have not. Now, since the new owners took over, I
Yeah.
have not intentional.
Yeah.
I was a big Tile Smile fan since they were in this place that
Yes.
Kenny B's went into.
Right.
Chef Mod Ken Lai is spectacular.
Yeah.
RJ and I've done content for her. I love her food. I My favorite Chinese food on Hilton Head was from Relish. Like when I
Okay.
would come here and I'm like, we got great Chinese food, obviously, up in North Jersey. But like when I
Right.
was down here with my family, usually if it was like the last night and we were worn out from going out, because I would have the whole, I called it the itinerary. I had stuff planned out for the whole week, and then I had a night for me and Josh to pop out to like Bluffton and do our thing. And then usually this night, the second to last night or the last night would be like TBD. And multiple times we would get the Chinese food from Relish because he had like his grandmother's recipes,
Correct.
even though it wasn't technically a Chinese restaurant. That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
low
yeah.
key the best
They
Chinese
did.
restaurant,
It was
Chinese
super
food on the
good.
island, in
Yeah,
my
they
opinion.
had it crushing. And they're not cutting corners, you know what I mean? They're not
Yeah,
using small portions or uh different quality ingredient. They're using all premium stuff. And they're still doing that. I've had a beautiful time. I took my son there a couple times.
right.
Me and my homegirl Emily, we've gone there and eaten a couple times, and
Yeah,
it's been better each time I went. So I'm pretty happy about it. That's probably
definitely on
one of
my
my
short list. It's definitely on
yeah.
my short list. I got to
That's
get
like
there.
I like going there for it's an expensive lunch, but I like going there for lunch because I eat a lot of food.
Yeah, me too.
If you go there for dinner and you eat like that, you're just gonna be sick. Like I, so I feel like lunchtime's a perfect time to go. I'm like, and then I'll do that, and then I'll run over to Mellow Mushroom or Holy Tequila, have a couple drinks, and then then I head home.
Okay,
Um,
real quick. You mentioned Holy Tequila.
Yeah.
Great spot. And I'm biased. Mike's a friend. We
Okay.
connected through the mortgage world. Actually, Lee
Oh,
Lucier
nice.
introduced us
Yeah.
together. He's the one that helped me get in with the mortgage company that I'm working with right now, Revolution Mortgage, which and I'm very grateful to him. But really, that aside, I popped over there on a football Sunday and one or two other times. And let me tell you, I had the best combination of bites and drinks and like it really is. They have incredible lunch and happy hour deals.
For sure.
And Chef Mike Beeler over there really, I mean, he made a chicken tortilla soup for the soup tour that was awesome. They have to have it because the customers love it so much. And
I gotta try
they're
that.
it's
I'm a soup junkie, so
me too.
I've been watching your soup tour, and I thought it was
Thanks, man.
amazing. It's a great idea.
I'm gonna be starting the next one relative very soon. I got to get my
There's not
you know
enough
what
love for
together.
soup out there, man. Not a lot of people are really getting on, and like I don't know why, but there's some really good soups. I There's some surprising places for good soup. Like my favorite, probably French onion soup, is at Big Bamboo. I get that French onion
I
soup
love
almost all
that.
the time.
It's great. It's great. That
Hmm.
was the first time I had it for the soup tour. It was spectacular. I'm gonna
Hmm.
roll into a sandwich one in the spring. I'll come back to soup again later in the year, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a sandwich one where I'm gonna try to get some chefs. I'm
Are
sure
we
are gonna come up.
talking? Are we talking like cold cut joints? Are we talking like chicken sandwich? Like what? Just any
I don't
sandwich?
think I'm gonna limit them. I think it's gonna
Yep.
be hot or cold, whatever direction they want to go
Okay.
in on the menu. Special if they want
You
to do
gotta
like
go. You gotta go by Alvin Ords at least once.
Alvin Ords is great. Now, when I don't think when someone says a sandwich, like that's not where mine goes immediately because it's a
Yeah,
different experience. But
but
it
it's a
really
sandwich.
is. I mean, that bread is
Yeah,
it's incredible. I
it's a
love how it's like
showstopper.
small, regular, and then the
Right,
big is
right.
just the circumference of the circle.
Yeah,
And I have really blown through most of the cold and hot options.
it's very
Um,
good.
yeah, the
I
OJ
don't
one
know which
over
one's
in
my favorite.
which sandwich?
I don't know which one's my favorite.
I
At
had a
Groovy's,
muffaletta a couple months ago that was
I
just
bet that was phenomenal.
outstanding. Yeah, and a
I
French dip a couple weeks ago too. That was great.
I like the sandwiches at Groovy's too.
Oh,
That's
dude,
a that's a solid establishment for sandwiches.
home run! And have you peeped like the new menu with all the different ones that they've added
Yeah,
over
I
the
went
last couple of weeks?
when they put that. I went and got it the other day.
Did you?
The Knickerbocker. Yeah, I it that was a massive
So I was. It
I
really
was
is. I mean,
excited.
it's like I mean they did this. They
Yeah,
posted a couple of skyscrapers the other
it's like
day.
the old Dagwood or whatever, like a
Yeah,
Scooby Doo sandwich.
the last time I sat at the bar, Steve. I mean, Steve retired, but he's still around.
He's still around. He's not
Yeah,
going anywhere.
which is it's great. That's part of the charm. When I did the podcast with him, and as much fun as I had with Thomas and Jada, when I did it with him and his brother, and they were just telling stories from when they started,
Yeah.
everything like that, it was so much fun. So I sit down at the bar the one day, and he says, "What do you want to eat?" And I'm like, "I don't know. What should I eat?" And he's like, he looks over at Brian. And Brian's like BG special, and I'm like, what's that?
Shout out
Yeah,
BB Special. That's what's
yeah.
up.
Oh, dude. I mean, I
Nice.
know French dips on the permanent menu now, but this is your
Yeah.
roast beef,
Right.
mozzarella, gravy. I mean, dude, just perfect. And I'm always gonna have a soup while I'm there,
For
and
sure.
almost always walking out with a quart of soup, usually the golden noodles
Nice.
chicken soup on the way out, because I
It's good.
plan ahead with the soups to go. Let's go to you mentioned that one of the spots that you go to frequently with your son. That's another thing that I wanted to talk to you about, because when you have your days off and you're spending quality time with your son, you guys have a couple of
Yeah.
more than a couple of spots that you like to go, whether it's a nice picturesque setting, whether it's a fun lively place. What are a couple of the spots that even if they're his favorites that you go because he likes them?
I mean, we have pretty much the same taste and stuff, which is
Yeah,
cool. He's pretty adventurous, and I like that.
yeah.
But our number one spot's fish camp. I mean, that is probably the like A1 all around when you talk about drinks and bites. And we
Speaking
do
of
it.
places that have great apps, I mean,
Yeah,
my goodness.
that place is solid.
Yeah.
And so what we do there, we have a system where we can, so we do the whole 4 course thing, but we just split it. So we split the app, we split the dish, and then we get a dessert. That way we get the whole thing, no leftovers, but we're all happy at the end of it, and it don't break the
Yeah.
bank. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Makes
That
perfect
way
sense.
everybody's happy.
Right. Right. And is there anything particular that, like, if you're not out and about, if you just want to kind of be chilling out at home, what's the direction that you would go in for something to like either pick up, or if you do delivery? And are there any ones that stand out that are fairly
His
frequent
his
for you?
pickup his pickup spot is Cookout.
Okay, there's
He-
nothing wrong with that,
he's
dude.
he's
Cookout.
the
I'm
he's the
mesmerized by that menu. There is so much stuff there. I'm overwhelmed. I mean, the milkshake variety alone
yeah,
is enough to make you like really?
right.
You have like 37 different types of
Cookout's
milkshakes?
the run. Mine is street meat. So like if because I can call ahead and get street meat ready
Yeah.
and be out the door. So
How about that Italian wedding soup from Street Meat, dude?
oh man, I
Oh,
see, and that's one of the ones I get quarts of. And
yeah.
strangely enough, I they have a veggie euro there, where they take like slightly grilled vegetables and put them in there
Uh-huh.
and still do the tzatziki sauce and all that stuff, and it's phenomenal. Um,
Right.
and that's like, when you're trying to, it's not really lighter eating, but it just feels better. It gets your
Yeah.
digestive system right. It gets everything going. To get some veggies in you.
Yeah, of
So
course. You got to keep the system moving.
for sure.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? The For me, out here where everything's like a little bit of a ride,
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of sushi lately. I
Okay.
really like Izu, which is where it used to be Kobe.
Oh,
On
that's changed now
Yeah,
over there by Dairy Queen.
yes, exactly.
Okay.
Which, and don't get me wrong, every once in a while there might be a blizzard or two in the mix also. There was a couple special ones over the last several months that really kind of threw me for a loop,
Dude,
but
Bluffton though, Saki House, that rice.
strong. I like
I
Saki
think
House too. I order when I go to Saki House, I literally order the entire sushi appetizer portion of the menu. I get like literally every single one. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like the
yeah,
sushi app section.
right. Yeah,
I
yeah, I know
get
what you're talking
every
about.
single thing. My brother gets a heaping pile of that, exactly like you said. That rice. The only thing is the one time that either he said it and they didn't catch it, or he didn't say it.
Right.
He's not big on like sauces all over everything.
Oh,
So like
okay.
you get that crab rice, it's got like the hoisin
Yeah,
drizzled
yeah,
the one
yeah. They do.
direction
They
and then
do
the
all.
yummy sauce drizzled the other
It's
direction.
so good
I
though.
love it. I mean, it's incredible, but he doesn't. My brother's not into condiments. He
Okay.
doesn't do any condiments. But yeah, man, I'm all killer no filler when it comes to sushi. So I love anything that just gives me all the fish. So I
Yeah.
find that I've been getting the best value with my sashimi platter at Izu. I do a couple of the sushi appetizers as well.
Right.
The cool thing about what's going on over there is that just like Sunset Pizza has the Full Moon Saloon and
Oh, right, right,
Half
right.
Day Cafe, and it's all operating
Yeah.
out of the same kitchen. Exact same thing with Izu, and now's the poke concept next to it's called Poke House. I've
Okay.
gotten a couple spectacular poke bowls from there, and I love Nam Nam, and when we have that now right down here in New Riverside, Nam Nam's great.
I like wasabi.
I and listen, I like wasabi too. I've been here for almost 5 years. I have ordered wasabi quite often, and I've never had any complaints. The only thing that I would say is, and obviously the peak is, obviously when you go to Hinoki and I get the
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
yeah.
super sashimi, and I got all these bunch of
Correct.
different. I feel like I get maybe a little bit more variety on the types of fish that they incorporate in the sashimi
Yeah,
platter for some reason at
that's
Izu
true.
than I do at Wasabi.
They
But
don't really.
again,
Yeah, they're not spectrumed out there. They got a pretty small menu, but
but whatever they do, it's all very good.
it's not super expensive.
No,
And it's very good. I mean, like their hibachi, all the little bento boxes. I mean,
yeah,
that pork katsu that they have there, I could eat that all week.
I
I
agree.
mean, it's
I agree.
super good.
I love that stuff. Where are you on Etang?
I like the one in Savannah better, but I go
Yeah, me
because
too.
I feel like they kind of zhuzhed up the one on the island. The one in Savannah is like really authentic.
It really is.
The
The
one here,
old
they
couple behind the bar, hand rolling,
yeah, like
holding the soup
but I
dumplings.
I get why they had to do that a little bit because I'm sure there's not the palate for it. It's kind of like that Indian restaurant over in Wexford. There's
Yeah.
some of that stuff they zhuzhed up a little bit. And when I go there and I talk to Sudev, I'm like, don't give me that white bread bullshit. I'm like, treat me dirty because
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
want it
yeah.
spicy. I want it very flavorful. You know what I mean? I want all of that.
Me too, me too. Have you been to the one in Okata yet?
I have not.
Completely different vibe. It's all
Yeah.
bright and neon and
Okay.
whatever. Like it's mostly the same menu. My wife and I like to go and we like to get the Peking duck whole situation. They literally bring out a table to put on your table. It's
Oh,
like
that's
a
cool. Yeah, that's what they do at Flying Monk too.
oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah, when
And
you
you
get the
got
duck and they
the
do the butcher
pancakes.
they do the butcher shit right in front of you. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, they give you the whole thing, the cucumber, the
Mhm.
green
Mhm.
onions, the hoisin, the whole deal. Just go to town, all nice, crispy, whatever.
That's probably one of my favorite Chinese dishes too.
Yeah,
I
me
just
too.
really like that whole roasted duck. I don't know why. Like I'm not a duck breast fan,
Yeah, me
just like
neither.
by itself, but when it's cooked that way, it's what I want to try, which I haven't had, and I'm surprised with all the traveling that I do. One of those like suckling pigs with the crispy outside. Like I want to try that.
Before I moved, there was a place that we would go to quite a bit with a couple that were very close friends of ours that we'd go out to dinner with a lot. There's a place in Upper Montclair, New Jersey that's called the Turtle and the Wolf. And our first introduction to it's so I don't want to say it's in the same general universe as like when you go to Brochu's in Savannah and you get the chicken where it's the fried chicken and the
Okay.
grilled blackened chicken
Right,
and the
right, right,
chicken
right.
salad and the biscuit. Well, this was the first experience was in a large format was like literally fried chicken for like they just come out with a giant platter of a big pile of fried chicken, 4 or 5 different sides, biscuits, everything. We
Yeah.
did that with this couple. It was incredible. There really was like hardly anything left when we were done. I don't know how many chickens worth of fried chicken it was, but it was incredible. Hot sauce and this and that. We just went to town. Then we went back a couple of months later with, I think, my brother and sister-in-law, my wife's brother and his wife, because they were visiting, and we did the suckling pig thing. And let me tell you, man, that was I talk a lot about dining and going out to eat as experiences.
Yeah.
That really
That was the
is,
experience.
oh my God, it was incredible to have it come out like that. And it's just like you're literally like, that crispy skin
Right,
and
right,
like
right,
all
right.
the accoutrements and everything like that.
Yeah.
Really, really good stuff. I love, and that's why like the cool thing is that all these different events and things like that are happening. um these people are also like they're coming up with like different ways to eat. Like it's like you should just be like your regular like appetizer, entree, and then your tapas. But then like
Mhm.
they come up with these clever menus and different ways to experience food, especially when you're out with like a couple different people. It just makes it so much
Right.
fun.
A shareable type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like who was it that I was talking to? Oh, so we're getting Cafe Al Dente out here at that's what I wanted to say. You had mentioned the pizza. Keep an eye out. Coastal Capri, which I've had a spectacular meal there
Okay.
last year for my birthday. They're going to be open a pizza concept where Rockfish was. So keep an eye
Oh,
out. Yeah, keep an
okay.
eye open for that because Johnny, Chef Johnny is really, I mean, authentic Italian. And I think that pizza place is going to be really good. So keep an eye open for that. But the of course I lost my train of thought where I was going with the what the heck was it? Find it. Cafe Al Dente. They're going to be having a new location out here in New Riverside where there's going to be, there's going to be local pie, there's going to be frosty fry. Well, there's going to be another Cafe Al Dente out here. And I had dinner with my family there on Saturday with my parents and my wife and my brother. And Chef Mike Fitzhugh's awesome. I mean, he's like
Hmm.
spectacular. And I mean, everything was great. I had like the seafood, spicy seafood, Fra Diavolo,
Oh, wow.
literally like clean plate club. It was gone.
Nice.
My wife and my mom loved the the chicken Milanese. My dad was in heaven with eggplant over a bunch of rigatoni. I think my brother got the rigatoni with the burrata and a meatball. He's got pepperoni sauce for his toasted ravioli. We didn't get the raviolis, but we just got garlic sauce, and we got the pepperoni sauce to use to dip for the garlic. It was just incredible. Over here, that's kind of what he's going to do. About 60 to 70% of the menu is going to be the same as the original location down in Coligny. But what he's also going to do is he's going to have like steaks and chops and fish entrees with shareable sides. So not necessarily family
like
style,
Bodie's.
but yeah, kind of like that, I guess I would say. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. Brings a kind of like a different, like new. I'm always looking for like different ways to experience food. Obviously, that would be more of a dine-in thing to do.
Yeah,
and I've gotten takeaway from Cafe Al Dente a bunch of times too. Sneaky, like the best chicken parm on Hilton Head is Cafe Al Dente. So keep that in mind. Oh yeah,
all right.
1,000%.
I've been looking for chicken parm. I mean, making it at home is cool, but I always want to just not clean up. You know what I mean? Just go get some good chicken parm.
Did you see that chicken cutlet sandwich that I posted last week from Butcher's Market out here?
That looked amazing.
He's got some crazy. He's got one today. He's got two different specials today. One was like a ham and turkey and something, and the other one was like a not a cheese steak, but like a I feel like it might have been like a French dip type of thing. And he's got those semolina rolls that Rocky's Deli gets from Malone Brothers Bakery in Staten Island. He sends one of the distributors sells these Malone's Bakery rolls. So he had that's what it was. The horseradish roast sub, house-made roast beef, shaved thin to order and piled high, topped with Havarti cheese, house horseradish mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato on one of those beautiful Amoroso rolls. There you are. You're back.
There we go.
And then he's got an old school.
Someone tried to call me.
Oh, okay, gotcha. He's got an old school Thuman's bologna. So don't sleep on that either. I mean, and he's actually, I mean, the bologna sub is $13.99. The horseradish roast sub $14.99. That the chicken cutlet sandwich and like the cheesesteak are going to push like $20, but it's a huge sandwich, and it's, I mean, he literally does.
Let's be honest here. You can drop $20 at Jersey Mike's, so
yeah. I mean, listen, that the sandwich prices at Rocky's push ups towards 20s for some of the largest, but it's loaded, and the quality of the ingredients, like Jay at Butcher's Market literally takes these like choice prime steaks. And like, I can't remember exactly what it is, probably ribeye. And he actually freezes them like in a whole, like sort of in a block. Awesome. And so then when they shave it to do the cheesesteak, it's easier to shave it like that. My brother's a big cheesesteak guy, and I was like, I got to get you.
I'm all for cheesesteaks, man.
All day, every day, for sure.
Last time, first time I went to Philly, 4 days, I had 11 cheesesteaks. So
Did you really?
Yeah, I went to all of them. Steve's Princess Steaks, my favorite one. Shout out Steve's.
That's Steve's Princess Steaks. I've had quite a few cheese. I have buddies that were down in like from like TCNJ that were down in like the Collingswood, Cherry Hill area, and we used to go quite a bit to get to. The one that I didn't make it to, that I was like one of the elusive ones, was John's roast pork. I always heard that was a really good one too.
Okay,
whether you get the cheesesteak or the roast pork sandwich. All right, we're running up an hour. I don't want to keep you too long. We're working up a pretty strong appetite here talking grub. We want to get some.
My son's actually cooking some steaks up over there right now.
Is he? Okay, awesome. Awesome. So you got a great dinner ahead of you. I actually have a sandwich that I picked up at Rocky's yesterday that I'm going to have for dinner. Yeah, I've stopped at Harold's a few times, and I'm just letting the guy drive. So I did the cheeseburger the first time. I did the cheesesteak the second time with onions and mushrooms instead of peppers and onions. And today he recommended not a fried grouper sandwich, but a grilled grouper sandwich with mushrooms and onions. And I was on the road and I had a bunch of stops to make. I literally inhaled this thing. It was outstanding. So I'm going to get the Reuben next time. I want to give some love to, because you work at Tinantella, but you also work at Hilton Head Brewing Company. Now, my memories of Hilton Head Brewing, there it is. Got it. Ready? Which one is that?
This is the pumpkin pie.
Okay, got it.
This is the
My
last of
my
that.
memories of Houghton Head Brewing Company go back to when it used to be over there in
Oh yeah,
Coligny,
when it was
right?
the club and everything. Yeah,
Right. And so now you got your Poppy Tequila, your triumvirate of Poppy Tequila, Roosevelt's Pizza, and Uncle Billy's Burger Bar has kind of that little whole
correct.
section over there.
And we have on full rotation our crab pilsner, which we market as the 278 pilsner in store. We have our coastal haze, which is our hazy nectar that we do in store, and we have our 911, which is the owner's name Juan, and that's his Mexican lager that we put in Poppy Tequila and almost all of the coastal.
Oh,
Uh,
all the crab
uh,
restaurants. That's
yeah,
great.
yeah, we
I
make three
love
beers
that.
for them.
Excellent. For those of you who don't know, the current location for Hilton Head Brewing Company has been there for the last couple of years is 1 Cardinal Road. It's kind of over sort of where Northridge is, right?
Yeah,
But like
it's behind, right behind that. Yep.
behind it. Right, exactly. And you mentioned they do have a couple of bites there as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The chicken salad sandwiches are phenomenal. That's pretty much what everybody comes there for, except for during football season when we do our smoked wings.
Okay, so that's what you meant. The smoked wings are football season.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, you mentioned that to me before we spoke. That's good to know. It's always good to find a place. I
and I
mean,
mean, who doesn't want wings, beer, and football? You know what I mean? Like that's
dude,
pretty solid.
1000% agree with you on that. So shout out Hilton Head Brewing Company as well. Two great places again, different vibes at each one, but two great places to grab a couple beers and to grab some grub. The last thing was obviously my introduction to you was through your music,
For sure.
and I've been fortunate enough to enjoy um, a handful of Groovetown Assault shows. I always have a great time. I know you sometimes are also performing in different, with different combinations
Correct.
of artists at certain shows and things like that. I didn't know that you were booking all that stuff for Tin and Tallow. That's incredible. I've always said I have I'm a obviously I live in a world of fandom, right? It's
Yes.
all around me. Okay. So, and that's why I'm pissed at myself that I couldn't find the hat, because I know that I put it somewhere so that it could be seen, like to be on display. It's not one of the ones that's in my regular rotation. I break it out for special occasions like this one. And like I said, I failed, but I love to be a fan. It's why I love pro wrestling. It's why I love
Nice.
MMA. It's why,
Yeah.
like we talked about, the football, the baseball,
Right.
the basketball, even, dude, I mean, what a storybook ending for the hockey, with the
Oh,
guy
for
who's a
sure. For
New
sure.
Jersey Devil, and then they're doing
Hey,
it
I've
in
got
honor
the
of.
Blue Jackets got 17 games left, and we're only down 3 points, so we might make the playoffs this year. I might be going to all kind of playoff games.
And that's where Johnny played, right? Is that where that's where
Uh-huh.
Johnny Hockey was playing, right?
Yep.
Again, sadly, him and his brother were killed, but in a terrible accident during the weekend of a family wedding. Seeing them have the family there and carrying around the jersey and everything like that for this Boston College guy was hugely important for me. But I've always talked about how we have incredible talent, and I've been talking to Zach Stevens is going to come on and talk to me about some
Nice.
food. Anna's back. Anna Barnes is back
Yep,
from
she's back.
Nashville. She's going to talk to me. Candace, was it Tommy, or is that the guy that she's in Folderall with? One of the guys hurt his leg or something like that, or had an accident or something. So we're going to push that for a few weeks, but I want to have her on to talk about the next big Folderall show that's coming up. But just in general, it's obviously it's an incredible scene. There's always something fun going on in season and out of season.
Correct.
What would you say and again, there's institutions like Groovetown Assault playing at Brother Shuckers, and I've
Right.
gotten to know the brothers that own that through business endeavors. They're great guys. Groovetown Assault at Brother Shuckers that's become an anchor tent
It's
pole
a
thing
thing. Yeah.
on Hilton Head. What are for those who are not in the know, that aren't as active as we are, looking for our food specials and looking for our performances on social media, what are a couple of acts / venues that you would like to, before we let you go, that you would like to kind of highlight or give a shout out to, that people should check out that they might not know about?
I mean, There's like only a few spots that I think are super into that. I don't know if anybody's been to Kind of Blue yet, but catching Marquise or Steve there is always amazing.
Good food there
Um,
too.
Good food, right?
Yeah.
Whole thing, good drinks. That whole setup is good. Um, I love giving a shout out to the old guys, man. Freaking on Friday nights, the Beagles play at the Big Bamboo, and it's I mean it's two guys and they do Beatles covers all night long, and it's such a great vibe, and the food's good there too, and it's just such a good movement. Um,
You mentioned
there,
Kind of Blue. Did you know? Excuse me, bud.
no
Did
worries.
you know that at the end of that shopping center where Kind of Blue is, where it used to be Bad Biscuit and then was for a brief period of time the Cafe Al Dente
Yeah.
takeout kitchen, and they do a ton of takeout still. Cafe Al Dente, they're just doing it out of the kitchen.
Oh,
It's
their own
amazing what he
kitchen.
does
Yeah,
out of a tiny kitchen in that old Vine
for
space.
sure.
It's crazy, but they sold it, and at one point it sounded like it was going to be some sort of retail concept. But I ran into those guys the other day when I was over there, the guys that were setting it up. Apparently, that's going to be like an actual sort of like performance type of space. It sounds like
Oh yeah,
they're turning that into some sort of like musical club, which is pretty interesting, right?
sounds good.
Yeah. So you mentioned a couple good spots there, and of course, always a great time with like with Cranford when he does um, the Island Jam and the Rockin' Ribs and stuff like that. Always
Yeah,
highlight
they-
our
they're at
performers.
Fish on some Sundays too, which is cool.
Yeah, definitely. So no
That's a good
shortage of
spot.
options. No shortage
Yeah,
of
for sure.
options for people that want to come down. Again, that's what it used to be for me. It used to be coming down, going on vacation, go out to dinner. A lot of times I would just be rolling solo. My wife's an early riser. I am not so much.
The
My
place that I
brother's
forgot to mention
yeah.
before we get too far out,
Yeah.
Sandbar.
Yes.
They have such great food and such a great musical atmosphere right there on the corner. You still get the beautiful sunset. You still get all the stuff that you need. I
Yeah.
like that place a lot.
I agree. I agree. Definitely. That's and pretty good eats there too. Not
Yeah,
for
for
nothing.
sure.
Yeah. Um a lot of good. I mean, stews and like I said,
Yeah, all
like
those little spots back there, they definitely say the cake. It was cool. Jeff came by to Tiki Hut and the whole crew came over and they brought us sandwiches
oh
and
really?
we partied out with us. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's how do we not even mention? I mean, granted, everybody knows about Tiki. How do we not even mention that? Um,
Yeah, I mean, we just did, so I think that's fair.
yeah, that's fair. Let's leave it at that with all the chatter that's been going on. We don't need to get into a whole thing about that. I'm with you. I'm with y'all on all of it. But yeah, let's just put that let's just put that away for the time being.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, there's a major controversy. But anyway, well, we covered a lot. We're just over an hour. We gave
We did.
people a lot of good ideas for beers and bites and music and chill places to go enjoy and whatnot. Is there anything else that you are particularly looking forward to, or that you have on your like target list, your hot list for the near future? Anything that you've been dying to try, or maybe new openings, or whatnot that you're looking for? I personally I may not be the Strange Bird Friday when they're back in business, but it will definitely be shortly after that, because Nilo and Felipe, I saw them at the Chefs and Farmers thing over in
Okay.
Savannah last week. They're great guys. That whole farm group does an incredible job. And I never had that birria burger that they have there, which is one of the main menu items. Yeah. Any what was I gonna say?
I haven't really been in the know about anything new coming about.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. One place that we didn't throw into the mix though, and I definitely want to give some props to, is that Cactus Street Cantina,
Great.
over there off Main Street. That
Great.
place is phenomenal.
I shared
That's another
today.
place me and my son go to, and sometimes I'll go pick him up out of school when he's having a bad day, and we'll do that.
They posted and they're another one where they do a great job with specials, and I love how every month they have a special that benefits if you order a certain item on the menu, like a
Right.
certain bowl, it'll
That's super cool.
yeah. They did Thai shrimp taco special, chicken alambre special. I should have been more prepared with photographic evidence, but I think
Yeah.
you painted a pretty accurate picture. Again, for someone like me who's always on the hunt for a great special,
Mhm.
they are always cycling through some really good stuff there.
It's a cool atmosphere, and the food comes out fast, and I mean, it's a different concept of how they kind of serve, but
Yeah.
I dig it. After I got used to it, I like going there all the time.
Yes, definitely. And I would say probably more of the new, like we have the, like I said, there's going to be like a Latin place that's going to be going in where Kenny B's was. The newer stuff is really more like over towards Savannah. Not that there aren't
Yeah,
still opportunities and whatnot here in
right.
Bluffton, but for the most part, even though we have places like we said, like Kenny B's that sadly had to close, there's more than enough options for every different type of category, both on and off the island. And that's a perfect, I think, way to close it out, because I always say people, like, if they find it hard to believe that I moved here from, and I'm biased, but New Jersey, New York,
Yeah,
there's not a lot of cities, that you could argue that are, apex in terms of food and
food
cuisine. And I'm not even like a
for sure.
city person. I'm just saying like what I had access to in northern New
I mean,
Jersey. And
shit, I spent 2 days in New York, had some of the best food I've ever eaten in my life. So
you went with Martin recently,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
yeah.
you guys ate like kings. I followed along every single minute of that trip. But when I tell people that one of the reasons why I moved here is the food, and they're surprised by that,
Right.
it's not because oh, now I live here. Like literally, like I would
It's
come down,
definitely a good run.
could not wait to go to, you know, Charlie's and Shea George, and
Yeah,
like I would look forward to it all year long. And now I live here and I get to do this stuff all the time. I'm
right.
truly blessed. I'm very grateful for you giving me on a school night over an hour worth of your time. I knew we were gonna have a blast. There's still something in the back of my head that I'm gonna what do you call it? Dislodge.
Yeah. Jog your memory later.
Yeah, exactly. There's something that'll pop out back there, loosen up, and I'll shoot you a text if I could think of other sports related thing that I want to talk about. But dude, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time.
No doubt.
Any
It's fun.
any plugs as far as upcoming performances or anything like that before I let you go?
Nothing crazy, but just look out for the new album. We've been in the studio
Oh,
recording,
really?
so yeah.
Okay.
Four
Imminent?
we're 4 songs deep, so
Oh, hell yeah.
it's coming soon.
I would imagine a release party will be
G
on the horizon.
GTA 10 years later, yeah.
10 years?
It's been 10 years since our
Okay.
last album.
Hand up. I'm old. I'm lame. I know a lot of times when I say I'm coming out, I just talked to somebody about it last night. I met a couple of people at Radici for a meeting. It is extremely difficult to get me, once I'm back home, to get me to go back out again.
Back out, yeah.
But I'm going to tell you right now, you have my word, GTA 10 year, I'm there.
All right.
I'm there for that show.
I will hold you to
regardless
it.
of where it is. You're probably going to have it at Tin and Tallow, maybe.
I'll probably do something like that, yeah, but I'll hold
Probably.
you to it.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. We'll enjoy a beer, and we got to get that run back that lunch soon too.
All right.
So let's
Sounds
figure out a
good.
good spot where we can make that happen, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Enjoy those steaks, and
Yeah, man.
keep posting all those great pics and showing all that love. You're really at the top of you get it, not just among the musicians, but and that's why I wanted to have you on. These businesses that are so important to us, specifically in the food and beverage industry, you're doing it. You're doing like the spirit of what I do. You do it day in and day out, and you've been doing it for as long a time as anybody else. So thanks for taking the time, man. I appreciate it.
No doubt. Thank you, Nick.
I'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right, man.
All right, guys, that's it.
Peace.
The Indulgent Hour second course with Derrick Ludaway. What do I always say? I can't even remember. Oh, that's right. Stay hungry, my friends. Indulgent Islander and Frontman. We out.
Yep.